హలో హలో
సార్ ఏంది షూరిటీ ఇల్లు తయారైనావు కాస్త ఒకటాన్ చేసి ఒకటాన్ చేయరా.
A very good morning to one and all present here. I request the audience to kindly settle down. A very good morning to one and all present here, our esteemed dignitaries, our faculty and student participants, and all the coordinators. I welcome you all to the second day of the IDE Bootcamp for Student Innovators and Teachers for School. We had a pretty successful day one, considering the very positive reception and active participation of the audience. Though most of you shared feedbacks in the end of yesterday's session, but still, I believe that now that you have slept over it over a night, I would still ask you to share anything that you would like to about yesterday's session. So anyone from the audience, anyone from the participants who would like to share anything about yesterday's session? I would request one volunteer to kindly hand over the mic to the participants, those who would like to share anything. Yes.
So yesterday's session was one of the most wonderful sessions I've ever had. Through the fun and involving and interactive sessions, I realized that there are so many different ways in which you can think of innovative ideas. It's not necessary that you have to sit and note everything down, especially the fun timed activities. I realized that I just need 30 seconds for a wonderful idea. That's all.
Thank you so much. Anyone else? Yes. Excuse me, volunteer.
Good morning, everybody. Let me take this opportunity to thank Vardhaman College of Engineering because they have organized a wonderful session for us yesterday and today. Let me tell you how was it yesterday. Yesterday, as all of us were discussing about the innovations. Today, when we got up, most of us, we have this perspective of innovation. most of us started thinking in different way. In my case, let me tell you, my observation has become very strong. Wherever I went, whatever I was doing since morning, there I started seeing that something is new, something is innovative, and trust me, I have 2-3 ideas in my mind which I am going to implement when I go home. I want to do something for the people who are working as a farmers, and for my students who are struggling with their studies. I have 2-3 things in my mind, and if it really works out, I'm going to file my patent also. So this program has really helped me, and I thank again to the organizers. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, good morning, one and all. This boot camp has given a new thought and ideas and the fleet for most of children and even us as elders. So we have got many thoughts and ideas when we can implement in this school. There are only few students from our school who have come here, and probably we can take all these ideas and implement in the school, and it could reach out to the larger group of students who have the innovative thoughts, ideas, and they can design themselves, their lives for the future generation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. Yesterday's bootcamp was very interactive, and yesterday we learned that how to become a successful entrepreneur and how many types of entrepreneurs are there, and even which type of entrepreneur we are. Like we have a very informative session yesterday. That's thank you. I hope today's will be like that same.
Thank you so much.
I just came for the session to understand how many students and the teacher leaders are being an entrepreneur. I myself was a school leader as well as an entrepreneur for having 2,000 employees. I just wanted to build up, and I'm a good listener. I don't speak in the public because I just wanted to understand how many of them come forward, because I help 100 girl children who come educated, and I survive for those people who help for the studies and go for more entrepreneurships. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We will do away with the feedback right now. We will come back to the audience later on because we have enough time to interact with the audience. The audience will also get enough opportunities later on. And thank you so much, everyone who spoke up, for your valuable feedback. And I hope as well that you enjoyed the day 2 sessions as well. Before we move on with the proceedings of the second day, I would like to commemorate Babu Jagjivan Ram, our former Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Defense. But firstly, I would like to ask again the participants, both the faculty and the students, if you have anything to share about Babu Jagjivan Ram. Okay, we'll move on. I would now request Dr. Sangeeta Singh to please commemorate Babu Jagjivan Ram with a vote of remembrance. Ma'am, over to you.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Today marks the birth anniversary of Jagjivan Ram sir, who is popularly known as Babuji. He contributed towards equality for untouchables in India, and he also found an organization known as Depressed Classes League. He was the youngest minister in Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru's interim government and took charge as Labour Minister. We all know his contributions, and he laid foundations for many labor welfare policies in India that we see right now, which are into implementations. He had an unparalleled record of serving as the minister and deputy prime minister in central cabinet for over 31 years. And whichever ministry he has taken as a role, he has streamlined all the processes. And nowadays, whatever constitution and the government we are seeing as a streamlined process, the major part of contribution, we have seen it from Babu Jagjivan Ram sir. So today, as it marks the birth anniversary for him, we want to thank him wholeheartedly because of him, we see so many good changes that has occurred in the society and in Indian government. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now, as I said, I also hope that day 2 is as exciting and as interesting to you people as day 1 was, because in day 2 we have in our proceedings, as a part of our proceedings, events which will deal with customer insights, and again, you people will continue to making ideas and interesting solutions to those ideas, and there will be sessions on funding opportunities for student startups as well. But to give an elaborate idea about what Day 2 has in store for you all, I would like to call upon stage Mr. Vikas Verma, Nodal Center Head AICT, and Mr. Vishal Nair from Vardhaman Foundation. Okay. I would also like to call upon Ms. Vishnu Priya from Vardhaman Foundation.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. I hope you all had a great day yesterday. Yes. We tried our best to share our insights, and before I start with the overview of what we are going to do with the day 2. I would request any one of you to, if you can give a recap of your key learnings and key takeaways of yesterday. Any student volunteer or principal, teachers, anyone? Yes, sir. I request the volunteers to please.
Good morning, everyone. So yesterday, my takeaways from the sessions are especially to become innovative. First, you need to identify the problem. It's nothing but showing the concern towards others' problems. And then you need to plan, so what are the solutions for this? And then you need to ideate, that means do brainstorming with your colleagues and friends. And then we need to make prototype, so whether it will work or not. And finally, we need to test it. Whatever we formulated, is it really working for the problem or not? And it's not a single day activity. Over a period of time, it is going to enhance that particular testing as well as the planning. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
We learned about a game called Disrupt, which would allow us to think of one object and then modify it and make new things out of that. Also, we learned which type of entrepreneur we are, like a merchant, mobilizer, or master. And also we learned the process of design thinking and empathizing with the core consumer.
Great. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. I learned about consistency is important. Innovation is not something very difficult to know. It's very simple thing. It will come out of what we are doing regularly, out of difficulties, what we are doing it, and to find out the solution for the difficulty is innovation, is what I learned, and I learned what sort of entrepreneur I am. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I have learned about to know about myself, what I am, and how we are going to implement our thoughts and ideas, and how we are going to achieve our goal and become successful.
Wonderful. Ma'am, what type of entrepreneurial style you discovered about yourself?
See, entrepreneurial style is, it is the way that they think. They're giving their fleet to their thoughts. They need to sit, think about it, discuss, share with many of the people, so that they get a number of ideas and they can have their thought to become a concrete.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. So yesterday was a wonderful session, and we had a lot of takeaways. The best part, which I felt, was learning about empathy. We know about pity and sympathy, all these things, but empathy is what is the base for all this design thinking. And starting with an empathy, we can actually we can ideate the process, the prototype, testing, all these things. The various processes which are involved will come later. But the first and foremost is to understand the local problem and then work upon it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So one more, and then we'll start with today's session.
A very good morning to everyone. And yesterday, what we have learned, there are like very valuable insights from sir and madam given to us. And the most important thing which we learned is design thinking and what type of entrepreneur we are. And we have done many activities which include fun, etc. And the discovery of ideas which took place in the activity of disrupt. That was the most amazing, I think, because in like time of 5 minutes or something, we were able to discover many ideas. So I think this is something like that.
You think you can explore more of such models in your day-to-day life, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
You. So thank you all. Thank you so much for sharing your takeaways. And we are also happy that we could contribute in some way. And we are looking forward to today's session. More or less, we want not just from our side, we want to share the insights, but we are looking forward to learn from you, because we understand that you all are also, many of you have worked with startups and have different diverse experiences. So one small task, or more of one request to all of you, is that if we are looking forward from five volunteer, 5% to come here and share about their venture or their innovation activities which they did. So if you have any, list, like if you have some ideas which you guys have worked on, student or as a teacher, as a mentor, we would request for sharing your experience in a 3 minutes time, right? So we are looking forward a 3-minute pitch post lunch. Is that okay? Three minutes pitch? Yeah. What you do, what is your idea, what problem you are trying to solve. We will do this. We will do this post lunch, right? You can give the names to one of our student volunteer, and you can prepare. It's like a 3 minutes pitch, right? If you have more the numbers, that also fine, because we will do a recording of that pitch. 3 minutes pitch. And during the lunch break or any time whenever any of us are available, you can come to us and also get an idea of what we expect from the pitch. And if you need any suggestion, we are we are available for that. So moving forward, today today's main objective for us is we would like to, as ma'am has just mentioned, that before doing anything, we need to empathize, right? That is what we learn in the design thinking. Yeah, 5 to 10, even if it's 10, we will do a recording, right? Thank you. Not just the students, we also request, faculty mentors to also join with them. Right. So today, we will be exploring the idea of customers and what type of customers we are looking, and why the problem which you're solving, right? Why it should be customer centric. The problem which, sometimes we feel that this is what we want to give. Yesterday we did a small activity of, making a wallet for your friend or colleague, right? But we somehow, many of us were not able to empathize. And that's where, most of, not just as a early stage innovators, but even the established startups, sometimes they fail even when during the product development stage, right? Just because we don't think from our customers, their perspective and their needs. So understanding the customer is very important aspect. So today Vishal will be taking you over to the customer, how to identify the customer and how to create a customer persona, right? So, one thing which I like about customer persona is like not just in the startup space, but even when, as a teacher, for example, right? When you are interacting with the students, you can actually make a customer persona for your class, right? That will help you to think from their end, and the learning will become more interesting. Even, if you observe different television advertisement, they all make, all the brand strategists and the branding experts, they always make a customer persona for their brand, right? When they make a customer persona, what they I understand we cannot always generalize people, right? Everyone is different. However, for your product, for your service, for your solution, we can actually think of, an ideal customer and take a survey of them or have an interaction and make a customer persona for them. So how to do that activity? Vishal will be taking you to the customer persona. As a startup, when you actually prepare the pitch presentations, definitely try to include the customer persona slide. That will give your investors, the people in the jury and the panel, that they will gain confidence in you. So customer persona is an important aspect which we will be looking today. And then we will also explore the market. There are different type of market and what type of, how to do, how to understand. I mean, we need to understand markets and what type of market is suitable for you, so that you can actually develop better business models for you, right? So we will also be exploring value proposition canvas, which is again will give a lot of insights to you. So for value proposition canvas, I actually request Vishal. We will do it like a working session. All of you must have one page, right? So we will do we'll do a small activity sort of way in which you will actually develop a value proposition for your idea. Can we do that today? Just a one pager, and anytime whenever any of us are free, you can come to us and we can discuss that as well, right? What is right and how to do a better value proposition. So that doing a value proposition will actually give you more insights and in-depth knowledge of your solution and how to make finding the unique value proposition. At the same time, that will help you to differentiate you from the competitors. So now again, then we will move on to the competition aspects. How to, why competition is important. It is, there is a myth, right? I mean, sometimes we are very passionate about our idea. We become a bit biased. We become, way too passionate. And we say that we don't have competitors, so we are very unique. It happens usually in this space, it happens. But on, there are different types of competition. For any of startup, for any of your solution, there is always going to be a direct or an indirect competition, right? So there is no competition-free market for you. There is always going to be a competition. So how to identify and how you should differentiate? I mean, what are your unfair advantages which you need to find for your startup is what we are going to talk about in the competition aspect. And then we will, we'll also briefly talk about different funding opportunities, fund utilization. We'll give you some insights over that. And at the same time, we look forward to learn from you. Please prepare for pitch, 3-minute pitch. And we will also be doing a small recording of the 3-minute pitch. At the same time, if you have, especially for the mentors here, if you have some innovative way of mentoring and your experiences, if you can come here and share with us, we would like to take that to different people wherever we, all to our community of learners and the people we work with. So please, please contribute. We are looking forward to having a learning session for all of us. So thank you so much. Best wishes for the day. Over to you, Vishal.
Check. Okay. Thanks, Vishnu. Okay. Good morning again, all of you. Yeah. Are you excited for today? Yes. Looking forward. Wow. Okay. So that encourages us, so that we can also provide you content, and context that can be relevant for you, not only to get inspired, but also become purpose-driven in some way. So I was really happy and in a way touched that some of you are, as Sir was sharing, as she was sharing, the feedback, that what I could understand from your words, that you are not only inspired, but you have become a little purpose-driven also, right? And that's very important. So once a person identifies his purpose for life, I think he gets educated by himself after that, or so that's great. Continue this process throughout, and in due time we'll definitely see results. Right? So today you have a lot of amazing things that you will learn. So I'll set the context for today from where you left yesterday. Right? So last session, I think it was Aishwarya, right? So what was Aishwarya talking about? Innovation in action. So I want to repeat this question again to you. Okay? But I'll be giving a different perspective about innovation. But what is innovation? What comes to your mind when you hear this word? Innovation. Yes. Inventing. So is invention and innovation same word? Is there any difference? What we do with what we are. Okay, please go ahead. Rise up. Yeah, you can talk loudly. Yeah. To modify things that is already existing. So you can say value addition is innovation. Okay. Something new that makes our life easier. Simpler is innovation. Okay.
To solve a problem, also that is called as an innovation.
Okay. To solve a problem is innovation. Okay, then what is invention?
But, to make a new thing for the solution of that problem.
Okay.
To find an idea.
To find any idea is invention or innovation?
To think out.
Innovation.
To
Okay.
think out of the box for an existing problem.
Okay. Innovation is something that exists, and invention.
Creating new ideas.
Okay. So invention is something that we find out, and innovation is we are solving a problem.
Creative thinking.
Existing. Okay. That is innovation? Okay. To design a new thing for a need. Okay.
Creative thinking.
Action. Okay. Anybody from back? Yeah.
Bringing new changes to your product and enticing the customers. As an entrepreneur, you can make profits.
Okay. So enticing an entrepreneur to make profit, that is innovation? Being empathetic. Yeah? Bringing new changes to the product. Okay, that is innovation? Okay, okay.
Creative thinking.
Innovation means finding something which is of low cost and it is eco-friendly.
Eco-friendly, yeah. So, okay. Somebody was saying something?
Creative thinking.
Creative thinking is innovation? Okay. Yes. Okay. Invention is creating something new. Innovation is adding creativity to an existing thing. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So innovative practices, no? Yeah, please.
Sorry, innovation can be a path or a lead to invention.
Okay, innovation is a path that leads to invention.
Yes.
Okay, so it's a process.
It's a process.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, fine. So adding a value to an existing product is innovation. Innovation.
Sir.
You were saying something? Yeah.
So critical thinking to find any solution.
Yeah, come again.
Critical thinking to find any solution of a problem.
Critical thinking to finding a solution to a problem. Okay, great.
Sir.
Okay. We have innovation. Adding novelty to an invention is innovation. Yes, we'll have one more feedback. Yeah.
A material substance that fulfill all your needs in all our circumstance.
Okay, something that fulfills all your needs in all circumstances. Okay, so great. So I guess you have a very broad idea of innovation. Okay, we'll listen to converting an idea into working problem which can solve some problems. Okay, we'll listen from you also. You're excited. Please go ahead.
Successful implementation of a new idea.
Successful implementation of a new idea. Okay, so we'll stop with this. We'll come to you again. I'll ask you many more questions, don't worry. Great. So, what all of you have said is part right, That is what is innovation, and innovation is a buzzword today. Okay, everybody talks. In your classroom, your faculty members will be teaching about innovation, You hear even from election rallies nowadays about innovation, right? So everybody knows that this is an era of innovation. Going forward, you have to be innovative. We have to raise a generation that isn't. But I like the definition given by Bill Ollett about innovation, right? And I have put it in a very simple way that you students can understand, right? Like an equation, right? Bill Ollett was one among the first thought leaders in the field of entrepreneurship education or innovation education. And he says innovation is invention times commercialization. I put a plus, but it's invention times commercialization. In simple word, finding something new is yes, invention, right? Or discovering something that we did not know exists is invention. But finding a commercial value for it is actually innovation, in simple words. Okay, I'll set the context for you. What is the contribution of all these people? Who is Benjamin Franklin? Electricity, So in 16th century, I guess, Benjamin Franklin discovered that there is a phenomenon called electricity. You remember his kite experiment? Yeah, flight with a key and that experiment. So he said there is something called electricity, right? Thales of Miletus, he was a Greek philosopher. He also thought about, there is something called electricity, and he came up, with that static electricity. He rubbed an amber with, wool and all. So he thought about electricity from that. Is there something called electricity? I don't understand this. But he also discovered it. William Gilbert, Alessandro Volta, all these people also talked about electricity. In fact, it was, I guess, William Gilbert who came up with this word called electricus. Alessandro Volta came up with the first battery, He had the thought process of creating a battery. Michael Faraday, Faraday's law, right, of electromagnetism. If this microphone is operating today, with a diaphragm, the dipole, a magnetic chamber, this is a dynamic microphone, right? It's electromagnetism, which converts my caustic energy into electrical energy, which is transmitted through these amplifiers, which again work on the principle of electromagnetism, right? Converting a form of energy to another form. Without him, it would have been impossible. Michael Faraday, right? And then there's this guy, Otto von Guericke. He also came up with a lot of thought process about electromagnetism, static electricity. So all these guys talked about, wrote about it, and we have learned about them, right? All of them were great scientists of their time, And then this guy came. Who's he? Thomas Alva Edison. What did he invent? Bulb. In 1879, if I'm right, he invented the first incandescent electric bulb. Right? But one thing that was different about him from all the others that he didn't stop with that. He said, bulb works. But bulb will work if only electricity is there at every home. So he went back and formed a way of producing electricity in mass and delivering it to townships. So he popularized the concept of DC power generation and transmission to homes, so that they can use his bulb to illuminate homes. And that is where actually in 1981 onwards, he actually had a lot of companies on DC power generation and all, which actually talked about power generation, and of course his bulb was there. But what is beautiful that he did not stop with bulb creation. He thought about how to commercialize his idea about bulb. And that is where in 1889, if I am right, and by 1895, he had formed 7 to 8 different companies which are into power generation and creation of this bulb. Right? And all these companies merged and he got a partner, and that's how Edison, General Electric, became a company registered which manufactured these bulbs and installed these power stations. Today we know as GE, right? Which manufactures powerful engines, our flight engines, right? Even bulbs and a lot of appliances. But it came because Thomas Alva Edison wanted to commercialize his ideas. Right? It's easy for you to recall Thomas Alva Edison, right? Right? So if you see in all those people, this guy I would call him as a innovator. All of them were inventors. You understand now the difference between what is inventor and innovator? Right? So I would say, when you think about invention, right, don't stop with that. Take one more step and find how you can commercialize it. Okay, let me give you one more example. Can you recognize any of these people? Can you recognize anyone among them? Anyone? No, he's a Chinese. They look Chinese, anyone? No, okay. Japanese, yeah. One of them is Japanese, yeah, true. Not Jack Ma. Yeah? No. Okay, let me see if you can recognize him. All of you. Elon Musk, okay. So, why is he so famous? Tesla. Okay, Tesla, because of Tesla. Of course, what is special about Tesla car? SpaceX also, of course. Electric cars. How are electric cars driven? What powers electric car? A battery, of course. What type of battery is it? Lithium-ion battery, right? These three guys that you see here got a Nobel Prize for Chemistry in 2019 for discovering lithium-ion battery. You forgot about them, no? Yeah? We don't celebrate anymore inventors. We celebrate innovators, no? These three guys are great inventors. They committed their life into research, and John Goodenough, M. Stanley, and Akira Yoshino together collaborated and came up with one of the most powerful batteries the world has seen, lithium-ion batteries, right? They invented, they talked about it, they published. And then Elon Musk reads that publication. Hey, here's this amazing battery. This guy jumps out of his college. You don't do that. Okay? That was Elon Musk, okay? So you continue your education. And he didn't jump out in school days, okay? Now, he jumped out of college and he says, let me commercialize it. No? I can make the most powerful car in this world and even make it sustainable because this can work. So see, they did not find the ultimate value for their invention. Somebody else found. Right? And today you know him. Right? Today you know this fellow. But you don't know them, no? That's why I say it's an era of innovation today. Right? In today's era, you remember people like Elon Musk, Bill Gates, or Sachin or Biren Bansal of Flipkart, or Ankit Bhatti and Bhavish Agarwal of Ola Cabs. Right? You remember them. Why? Because they are a breed of innovators. And in today's context, if I say, you don't have to invent to become innovator. There are already so many inventions around you for which you can find a commercial value. And you will be a good innovator. You understand the difference between inventor and innovator? We are in an era of innovation. Okay, we are today in an era of innovation. And this era is going to stay. So if I ask you, name one scientist, who comes to your mind today? Albert Einstein. Who else? Isaac Newton. Stephen Hawking. Michael Faraday. Yeah? C.V. Raman. Nikola Tesla. Yeah? APJ Abdul Kalam. Madame Curie. Most of them you name, like Nikola Tesla, Madame Curie, Einstein, Michael Faraday, they're dead and gone 100 years back. But still you remember them. You don't remember Nobel Prize winners of 2023, right? Anybody knows? Right? No, right? Why? Because that was an era of inventors. This is an era of innovators. Today you remember Elon Musk. You remember Richard Branson. You may remember Bill Gates. But that was an era of inventors. There we remembered Edison. Edison, in fact, was an innovator. But we remembered Einstein. We remembered Isaac Newton. Imagine a 23-year-old fellow writing an entire book of calculus. It's amazing, right? Yeah. So, that was an era of inventors. Today is an era of innovators. Today, do you want to be remembered? Even if you win a Nobel Prize, you'll be forgotten. Okay. No, I'm not saying it's wrong to win a Nobel Prize. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying you can become legends. right? By innovating something. Okay, so you can leave a legacy by just finding a commercial value to something. That is innovation, right? Yeah? So now will you always remember what is innovation? And that's why wherever we use the word entrepreneurship, we inadvertently use the word innovation. Because innovation is at the core of entrepreneurship. It can be at any level. Okay? And wherever you think about innovation, think as locally as possible. Right? You may solve a local problem, but find a solution that is globally appreciable. Find a local problem that is in your neighborhood, problem that is household to you. Remember, the customers can come around the world, but find a local problem. Okay? Okay, great. Trigger to innovation for you can come through two places. Okay? You can be innovative, and the trigger, to become innovative can come from two places. For most of you, majority of you, trigger to innovation can come through problem. Where you think about a problem, like we discussed yesterday, empathize, and even from ministry we give you a lot of problem statements, right? The thing is that can be a trigger to innovation. So as a faculty, you can throw a lot of problem statements to your students, and that can be a trigger to innovation. The reason we conduct hackathons and all is because we want to trigger that problem set. More than 95%. But at the same time, trigger to innovation can also be a passion. Do not underestimate that. So what is your passion? Something that you love without condition. Okay. That does not mean playing PUBG game is a passion. Okay. So frivolous things cannot be passion. Don't mistake me. Oh, I like playing Call of Duty 24/7. No, that cannot become a passion. Playing football. Okay, that can become a passion. Maybe. Okay. But I'm not saying, so anything that you have some purpose attached to can become a passion. Something that nobody pushes you to do. You play music. Or you do cook. And nobody has to come and say play music for 1 hour. Like we force you to say study for 1 hour, right? But nobody has to say, but you keep practicing it. And you keep loving it. Do it. That's passion. No, people who are passion driven, they don't find a limit of time. They never have stress or anything. The reason is they just love it. Would you find A.R. Rahman ever crying about his career and saying it's a very stressful career being a musician? He'll be playing music for 18 hours and still he'll be so fresh. Why? Because he loves what he does. He just keeps doing it. And it's passion. Exactly. When they're passionate, nobody has to push them. That does not mean you have to be passionate only in cricket, music. No. Passion can be, let's say, as simple as cooking. Passion can be, as simple as some household activity that. Passion can be a social service, whatever it is. Right? Your passion can be anything. It doesn't have to be only art form. Your passion can be, let's say, coding. Who knows? Some people just love coding. And they keep coding. Right? Something that is meaningful, purposeful, and that you have a deep-seated conviction about. There can also be a career. Now, let me give you an example for you to understand. Okay. How many of you know her? Anybody follow her on YouTube? Okay. So you can follow her from today. Okay. So she was a school student like you. And she was extremely passionate about dancing from her young days. She loved dancing. Okay. And she did not go to any formal education, dancing class, and later on she went, I guess. But she tried to mimic all these Bollywood dancers. And in those days, Madhuri Dixit was a very popular dancer. She used to try to copy her. Okay. So at home, without anybody's compulsion, she'll keep dancing. She loved dancing, she'll keep dancing. And slowly, but she found this discomfort in her heart. I get only one event per year, an annual school event, where she can expose her dancing skill. And everybody used to, Manpreet, you're a great dancer, we love seeing you dancing. But after that, they'll forget her. Okay. So Manpreet says, I love dancing and I keep dancing alone. I wish people see me dancing more. She had a desire like this. That's when Manpreet's friend and Manpreet in her school days, they started, seeing that a lot of people were posting their videos on YouTube, different videos. They'll also dance, record a video on YouTube and put it. Just for fun. Okay. But they started putting it every day as long as they were in school, they were putting it, and they used to share with their friends and relatives. You guys also doing, right? And they used to get up. So they were young girls, 13, 14-year-old girls who tried doing it. And their parents and relatives used to appreciate, Manpreet, you're doing great, right? But this small habit that they had slowly started kind of blooming over a period of time. Manpreet was doing it for nobody else. She was doing it for herself. She was doing it for herself. She just loved doing it. You tell her to dance for 10 hours, she'll do it. She just loved doing it. Okay? And Manpreet identified this gift, I call it as, a talent she had. And her friend left her and went, friend, I want to do engineering. You keep dancing. There is no scope in it. So she started doing her professional studies. But Manpreet said, okay, she also did some graduation, I don't know what. But even when she was in her graduate school, she continued dance. If she had some spare time, she danced. It just brought her immense pleasure, personally. She kept doing it. And she had few followers, 1,000, 2,000 followers. Not a great number. Then 10,000, 20,000 followers came to her. Slowly she started growing her follower base. And because she was doing something consistently over a long period of time, 4 years, 5 years, she became very good at it. She also became a good dancer, but at the same time she started recording it very professionally. And she started putting more good bits, but individually, with the help of her parents, friends, nothing else. Right? Then COVID hit. Right? And before COVID, she had around 50,000 followers already. But then COVID hit, and all of you were there in this COVID generation, right? So you'll have online classes, you put on your laptop, and your faculty know you're attending classes, but you'll be attending parallelly something else. Right? So a lot of students started logging into some classes like this, not classes, YouTube videos of dancers and artists and whatever they loved. And that's how her content consumption went, content consumption skyrocketed during COVID days. And that is the time she got a lot more followers. Her 1 lakh followers, she got 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh followers in a year. She almost got 5 lakh followers in COVID, in 2-3 years of COVID. To cut the story short, after COVID, she had close to 500,000 followers. Right? And now people started saying, hey, Manpreet monetize YouTube. Right? So she started monetizing YouTube. So she started getting some pay from YouTube regularly. And she had just completed her studies, I guess, just post-COVID. And when she had completed her studies, she had higher education and all these ideas, but she wanted to keep dancing. Somebody told Manpreet, you're a great dancer. People are teaching now, coding online, mathematics online. Why don't you teach dancing online? So Manpreet said, that sounds good. That's how she started her dance academy online. And today, if you look at, this is a little older image, but today I think she has 1.5 million plus subscribers on her portal, on YouTube. More than that on her Instagram, right? So she has around 3 million subscribers, more than 3+ million subscribers. Now, apart from that, she also has a dance academy website, where she teaches dance. Most of them are curated classes. So she does not do live. 1 or 2 classes she'll do live. So she has these recorded classes. She does that. Now, let me give you an overall picture, how this has worked well for her. If you are monetizing a single channel like YouTube, and you have 1.5 million subscribers, how much would you make in a year? How much money can you make in a year? Any wild guesses? How many lakhs? 3 to 4 lakhs in a year? That depends upon the views. Who's watching it? Okay. Paid promotions. Okay, so there is no fixed algorithm to it. It's a very complex thing to measure. But estimate says she earns around 70 to 80 lakhs per year just by YouTube monetization. That may include a paid promotion, this thing, that thing, and all these things put together. Okay. Now I'm saying the most conservative figures. 70 to 80 lakhs at least she earns just by monetizing YouTube. Okay. Some of you are regretting, why did you quit dancing now? Okay, fine. Okay. Now, apart from that, she has this membership where, let's say, people who come and see her YouTube channel, she also gives a call out, you like my dancing, you can learn dancing from me. Join my membership, 665 rupees per month. This is cheaper than your tuition classes. Yeah. Now, take a conservative estimate. Every month, she gets 10,000 subscribers. Okay? Only 10,000. She has 3 million. That means she has 30 lakh plus people who are subscribed to her YouTube channel. 30 lakh means she'll at least have 3 times more viewership. So close to 1 crore people are viewing her. Not only from her major audience come from Canada, Australia, all these people. No? The Indian diaspora abroad. Nowadays they call her there also. You go and check out her video. Now imagine, take a conservative estimate that at least even 10,000 people take this plan. Do the math. 665. Yeah? 6 lakhs? 66 lakhs. Does your cricketer earn this much? Some of them. Okay. Some of them. What I'm saying is, if I should say in one line, do not underestimate your God-given gift, your world-given qualification. Don't quote me on this anywhere outside. But what I'm saying is, if you feel you are very talented in a field, right? Extremely passionate about it, and you feel it brings me immense pleasure beyond money and all these things, why don't you give it a try? But remember, nothing comes on a platter. You have to consistently spend your time. So talent is one thing, skill is another thing. Talent consistently refined over a long period of time becomes an invaluable skill. Virat Kohli would have had a great batting talent. Somebody would, this fellow can bat well. No. But that does not mean straight away he'll get a wild card entry into Indian team. He'll have to practice hours together, years on, to get into the Indian team. You see? And there are many other factors he has to work upon. So if you are extremely talented, maybe there is an innovation possibility there. Right? Maybe you can find some innovation. Do not underestimate that. Okay? Do not, if I should speak about my school never talked about that. I am from an old generation school. Okay? So they did not talk about it. But I wish somebody would have talked about this. Right? They said there's only career in MBBS and BTech. So I chose one. Okay? But there is a career even in your passion today. Thanks to social media, it has democratized the platform. Right? So somebody like Manpreet Toor, whose parents are ordinary citizens in this country, she also has equal opportunity or even better opportunity than, let's say, the sons and daughters of Shah Rukh Khan or all these celebrities. Everybody has equal playing field. Of course, some people will have unfair advantage. But then in today's platform, everybody can get an opportunity thanks to a digital platform. Okay, great. So other thing by which you can innovate is problem. Identify a problem. In the early 19th century, one of the biggest problem, especially the defense forces of the world were discussing, was they wanted to create a flying machine. So who are Wright brothers? On the right, okay. They are always on the right. Okay, fine. Who is on the left? So on the left you have Samuel Pierpont Langley. Okay. So again, a great scientist. See, if there were projects on which two people could be trusted, like Samuel Pierpont Langley and Einstein in those days, Einstein would say, give it to Samuel Pierpont Langley. Or Edison would say, give it to, because this guy had such aura. He was the best scientist of this. He was the head of Smithsonian Society. It was the highest scientific body in those days. He was a great, he had access to the government funds. He was the most celebrated scientist, a leader. And this guy was called upon by the United States Defense, United States Army. And he was said, we want something that flies. Now, till then they had not found anything that flies, but they said, we want something that flies. We need air superiority. Right? We want something that flies. So Samuel Pierpont Langley was given the access to the funds he wanted, millions of dollars. He was given access to the best scientific brains of those days. He was given access to the best scientific labs available, everything he wanted. And he built his lab or testing pad on a very sophisticated launch pad. See, he fit it on a river. Even a person falls, he crash lands safely, So he had every money, connection, network, you talk about he had. Imagine a country was backing him up, right? And this guy tried hundreds of times and he failed, So an article came in news those days saying, I'm talking about 1901 or so. He started his experiment in 1895. In 1901, because he was so heavily invested in by United States, an article came in newspaper paper that the only thing Samuel Pierpont Langley is exceedingly good at or becoming successful is spending government money and throwing it inside river, some river. He was criticized for it. And a newspaper had recorded then, I think United States Army is trying for something ambitious, which is not going to be possible at least for 1,000 years. This was an estimation done by the press those days. And because he saw so much of criticism and all, he was kind of planning to quit. He was kind of planning to quit. He was not, but he had every facility. But at the same time, parallelly, somebody else was interested in this, the Wright brothers, right? And these guys, one of them was dropped out in 7th grade, and one of them had, high school education. They had a challenge, they were dyslexic, they were mentally challenged also, kind of. And they both had this dream of making a flying machine. And what was their profession, PhD in electrical engineering, aerospace engineering. This thing was bicycle mechanics, they were bicycle mechanics. They had just school degree. They were just school children, school dropout. And in today's context, you think about engineering is the only gateway to, Now, these guys were just school students, you can say. And they were bicycle mechanics. And apart from their school, they were bicycle mechanics, and they used to work in a bicycle mechanics store. And whatever proceedings they got, some of that money they used to set apart and create these prototypes, flying prototypes, and go to Ohio. And there was a lot of empty space of land. There was kind of windy places also there. And they used to set up this, test over there. They also, every single day, they'll go and test with 5 different prototypes. 5 sets of this thing they'll crash and again they'll set up and so they'll fail, but they kept on doing it because they just loved finding out something like this. It was, again, a problem that they found it worth solving, Time went by, and finally, 17 December 1903, Wright brothers' first model took flight. And they became excited. Now, it took flight only for 200 meters. It went up and it came down. 200 meters, 200, 300 meters, something. And they became so happy about it. They called the press. They called all the scientific society. They all came. They saw it, and they kind of laughed at them because their background was, they were very poor. They were bicycle mechanics. They were not scientists. And then the press made a headline saying, this was a failed attempt. No, they didn't publish anywhere. They said, if the head of Smithsonian Society cannot do it, what will these fellows do it? And something that can fly for 200 meters, what good is it? Right? They were not interested in this at all. That is where these two Wright brothers took it upon themselves, worked hard very much in the next 6 months, and their first flight took over, and it flew for around 5 to 6 kilometers. Now the government, press, everybody got interested. If they can go from 200 meters to 6 kilometers in 6 months, now and there they had stuff. After that, the entire government, everybody backed them, and the rest is history. But the day that 5-kilometer flight took off, the head of the Smithsonian Society resigned from that project. You see, sometimes we are just driven by our selfish reasons to innovate. And when he found that selfish reasons are not accomplished, he could have gone and collaborated with them, no? Right? But he didn't do that. Sometimes in the wake of competition, you forget collaboration. Collaborations are more beautiful than competition. As students, I know you compete with each other for many other opportunities in life. But with respect to innovation, collaborate, because there's magic in collaboration. There is magic. When you are all complicated individuals, and you have complementary skills. When your complementary skills come together, you create magic, right? You take most of these startups that has made big. Apple, who's the founder? Steve Jobs. Do you know Steve Wozniak? Steve Jobs, yes, is a celebrated founder, but Apple would have been impossible without Steve Wozniak, because Steve Jobs was a creative individual. What was his specialty? Calligraphy. He was not an engineer. He didn't understand anything about electronics, but he was extremely creative. His partner, Steve Wozniak, was an electronic genius. He could, backward engineer reverse engineer any product of those days. And actually, the first electronic board that Apple made is thought to be reverse engineered from Xerox company's printing machine. This is what without Steve Wozniak and Steve Jobs coming together, Apple would have been impossible. Right? Who's the founder of Microsoft? Bill Gates. Again, we all know Bill Gates. How many of you know? I'll start. Yeah, mindful. Yeah. Now, who was the co-founder? Paul Allen. How many of you know Paul Allen? You know, right? Few of you. Without Paul Allen, Microsoft would have been impossible. So, with respect to Microsoft, there were two co-founders. Now, there was a Paul Allen and there was a Bill Gates. Right? Now, so collaboration is important. Okay? So think about collaboration, not only about competition. Right? So your innovation can come through either a passion or even a problem. Okay? Think about collaborating to success with each other. Okay? Okay. So we'll quickly go ahead. Okay, let me give you a question here. Okay? Which is the first product that we're talking about? Price is an important concern for customers booking travel online. Hotels leave you disconnected from the city and its culture. No easy way exists to book a home for a local or become a business. What do you think is the first one? Yes? Think about what business is solving this problem? Oyo rooms? Yeah. Internationally, if you say Airbnb. Okay. Second thing? Drive, you can say. Okay. Okay, all these cloud drives, you can say. Like that Dropbox, right? WeTransfer also, you can say. Or even you can say to an extent, YouTube. Okay. What is the third thing? Okay, great. Okay, fine. So we learned about empathy in depth yesterday, right? Right. Today we'll actually deep dive into the customer segment. We learned about how empathy plays an important role. How design thinking is a critical phase of our innovation, right? And without empathy, there is no product innovation. Without empathy, there is no product innovation. Now, let me straight away come to a case study. Which is this product? Tata Nano. Okay. Was this product successful or unsuccessful? Okay, so why was it unsuccessful? It's a cheap product, okay? Yeah? Huh. Huh. Car is a status symbol. People don't buy car for travel alone, okay? It was more like an auto. Okay. Okay. Dangers, yeah? It was very noisy. Technical issues. Space constraints were there. How many of you have driven a Tata Nano car? Some of you? Okay. So I have also driven. It's an amazing piece of invention, if I say. It's an amazing piece of product. Have better legroom space than a Maruti Alto, right? Criticism was more. Repeated. Do you know the intent behind making this car? Middle class family. So the intent came from Ratan Tata himself. Now, he had the customers in mind were middle class or lower middle class people in India who can own a car. If they can own a bike, they can own a car. So the story goes like this, which I have heard, that Ratan Tata, once he was going home from his office, and his, his driver was taking him, and it was pouring heavily. It was pouring heavily that day. And when they reached a signal, and the car stopped. When they reached the signal, the car stopped, and he looked outside his window, and he saw a family of 4, a husband, wife, and 2 small children with them, getting drenched in rain. And he looked at them, being a very compassionate and concerned person. He told his dad, why are they risking their life? It's raining heavily, there are so many potholes, what if they fall? Children are getting drenched in rain. So the driver said, sir, they are a middle-class family, they're used to it. Right? They're a middle-class family, they're used to it. Right? But Mr. Ratan Tata, he said, but still, they can take a bus, right? No? Why don't know? It's very inconvenient. So he said, what is the cost of that bike? Immediately he asked a question to the driver. He said, around 85,000. Then he asked the driver one more question. If I give this family a car worth 1 lakh rupees, will they buy it? A car in which they can travel comfortably than a bike, and whether it is sun or rain will not hit them during a day. This was his idea of helping a middle class or lower middle class family own a car for the utility purpose. If they can own a bike, they can own a car. This was the basic intent. So the intention was right. Identification of problem was right. He went back, gave this motivation to his design team, and they came up with this product in a short time. But after this product came, just did not sell. People just did not buy. The very customers whom we thought would buy, they rejected this product. Why? Philip's-like story, okay? So as ma'am was saying, in India, our motivation is to buy car as a luxury, So you see, if you take some developed countries, we buy car, people buy car there for need or utility, They go to office with car, they go to all these. But in India, why do we buy car? My neighbor bought a car. Everybody in apartment bought a car. All my brothers, sisters bought a car, They changed their car also, Okay, I got a promotion. You are a vice president, you have such a faltu car. Now, so in India, the perception of having a car is kind of connected to a status or luxury with most of us, right? Whether that car is used once a day, once a month, once a week, they need a big car, So, car is one of the most costliest asset you own, but one of the least used asset we own in Indian context. Now, in this society which is possessed about this, the way Tata launched this car into the market was poor man's car. One of the first taglines that they had given, I would say there was nothing wrong with the product. There are many bad products which are sold well in Indian market. Okay. There were a lot of limitations with it, but this could have still sold. And to keep the promise, Tata's initially started with 1 lakh cap only. Later on, they increased to 1.75. But they started with that. But still, this car did not sell because the mindset was different. I should say he should have not asked the driver. He should have got down the car and asked that person who was riding the bike. Why should he need a car? Maybe he went wrong in, again, empathizing with his customer. Let me give one more product. Anyone has seen this product? What is this product? Yeah? Yeah? Camera? Okay. So this is a Google Glass. When was it launched, 2014. Now Google, see, anything that Google launches, would you doubt? No, right? But you haven't seen this product used by your friends, relatives, your relatives settled in US. Anybody has seen? That means this product did not sell much. Right? And one reason this product did not sell was what? What was the one reason that this product did not sell? The way it looks. There were many different, There were blue color for girls, pink color, different shapes, sizes were there. Not utility. Great. What is the utility in this? You can wear it, see the message. You can pick up a call, make a call, listen to an audio text. You can see your Google Maps, and there's a nondescript camera which can record an image or take a video. Great utility. Why? Promotion, Google. They know everything to promote, Google. What data does Google does not have? So I was talking to my colleague yesterday that I had a discussion with my colleague last time when I visited Hyderabad on certain thing. And I am getting that recommendation left and right on YouTube. I did not search for it, right? And beyond words, we did not discuss it, but my phone picked it up. Now it is suggesting me about that. You know? Once I went to, now you'll find this spooky, you know, once I went to my friend's house and we found a product there. First, when I saw that product, I thought it was shoe polishing machine. But I said, why does he have that? You know, but I knew for sure it's not that. So I kept staring at it, moved on, I slept off. Next day, I forgot to even ask him what is what. But next day, when I opened Amazon, one of the first recommendations was that product. I did not talk too much of AI, right? But how is AI picking up my thoughts? Is there any algorithm, you know, that is going at the level of, let's say, Sadhguru or, you know, all these? I don't know. I was spooked for a moment. You think about finding the customer, no? Learn from these apps. You know? Yeah? GPS was on. But does that product have GPS? See, ma'am has that algorithm, no? Maybe if my friend bought it, my GPS was on, definitely always it will be. Maybe it linked. So he has an access. See? So I also had this logical conclusion, you know? Maybe when I was staring at it, my camera was in my phone was in my hand, and my phone was also staring at it, you know? So maybe Google or this data found out that this fellow is interested in this. He's staring, well, let me recommend him. Let me help him out. Let me solve his problem, you know? Mutual contacts, maybe. But you see, that is the level of marketing today that has gone. Identifying customers, you know? You know? Now, that, I don't know next what. You know, there are artificial algorithms today designed to predict your future buying. So after 1 month, what will you think about buying? There is an AI algorithm for that. So it will prompt even before that. Okay? So as hitting new... So Google, if it wants to advertise, it can do it. Right? Then why did it fail? So all these features we have in our phone, why should we have a glass? So Google's co-founder Sergey Brin had a very good explanation for it. So when he launched this product, he said, mobile phones are social obstructors. And so if I take a phone outside, and let's say I'm having a conversation in a group, the moment I take a phone outside, these three will become isolated from me. So it's a social obstruction. Why not I have glass? So even if I'm seeing a message or anything, you will not know. This will be a distraction. Privacy issues. Right? So let's say, let's say if somebody there is wearing a Google Glass, right? And if he's looking at her, what will happen? Is he only staring at me? Or is he recording me? He has a Google Glass. You'll feel more insecure. Normally itself you're staring, you remove your chappal and get in your hand. But if he's wearing Google Glass, you'll feel more uncomfortable. So in US, a lot of places they said, in public places, in pubs, in banks, Google Glass is not allowed. So that created a suspicion in the mind of the people that this is not meant for everyone. So there was privacy, exactly as you said. You know, there was privacy concern, there was a social misfit. See, the way you have to operate, okay glass, show me the message, make a call, pick up the call. Let's say 4 people are sitting and suddenly ma'am is wearing Google Glass and she says, okay glass, show me the message. What does she think about him? Okay. She'll get up from here and go and sit there, no? No? So it is not very socially acceptable. Yes, no? But a great product. Far ahead of its time. And one reason they said this failure was also far ahead of its time. 2014 itself. When people were just getting used to smartphone, this thing came. Great product by great company like Google failed. Why? Price? Social security concern? I would say personally because they identified the wrong customer. You know, who were the customers for them? Everyone. My search engine is used by everyone. My tools are used by everyone. Why not this is also used by everyone? So they launched out to everyone. Everyone buy it. But did anyone buy it? Nobody bought it. Very few people in this world bought it. You know, that is where I come up with a very important insight you should all remember with respect to your customer. Whenever you come up with a product or service, a kind of ambition that you have usually is that whatever product or service I make, everyone is my customer. So usually when I ask students, no, whom will you sell it to? I'll sell it to everyone. Right? All are my customers. However great a product is, or however common or generic a product is, remember, in marketing, they have a saying that if you try to sell to everyone, you'll end up selling to no one. Whatever you try to sell to everyone, you'll end up selling to no one. So in that same way, ensure your product or your solution is always targeting a specific customer segment. We'll talk about customer segment shortly, but keep always in mind that always have a customer segment in mind. How maybe your product can sell to others also, but always reach out to that customer segment first. So if it was Google Glasses, whom should they have reached out first? Huh? Spies. Okay. Students. Okay. Yeah. Journalist. You were saying something? Defense personnel. Security guards. CBIs. Students. Raw agents. So I believe, as you guys are saying, in USA they should have said this is only accessible. This product is not for everyone. You should have been working in Google. It's their misfortune, ma'am. They don't have you. See, you should have been working in Google. See, if ma'am would have been marketing manager of Google, they would have saved this product. Ma'am would have said, this is not for everyone. General public, you cannot buy it. You cannot. This can only be bought by defense professionals. And we policemen, see, in USA, policemen have a body cam, a earpiece, and a microphone, no? And all three are dangling with a cable. But ma'am will go and say, forget that today. Wear just a glass. And it has much more functions. Would the police department of USA not afford this? And let's say if ma'am would have launched it like that in USA, in India you would have smuggled it. Why are only policemen using it in USA? Is there something they can see we are not able to see? This seems to be very... All over the world, fellows would have smuggled this product. You see, it would have created a curiosity. And let's say after that, if she would have launched it to general public, people would have hogged on this product. Pounced on this. But you see, it's misfortune. Google does not have her. They have all Harvard and IIM educated MBAs, right? Yes. Bike riders, no? Bike people, no? Riders, rather than using a GoPro. See, they needed innovators like you, right? No. It will not become a visual, this thing. Maybe. But the way they had made it, no, that distraction is minimal. You check it out online, okay? Delivery boys would have. So imagine a company like Google, a company like Tata failed miserably to identify their customer, and that costed them their innovation. Right? So you may end up empathizing, identifying the problem, coming up with design thinking and coming up with a product. And finally, if you do not identify the right customer segment, the entire process goes in vain. Okay? So when it comes to customer segment, this is also a process of design thinking where you are testing with certain people or empathizing with a set of crowd. Try to identify and formulate a customer persona. So customer persona is a generalized opinion you create about a segment of customers and their specific goals and frustration. So for me, a customer persona today, when I prepare all these things, for me, the customer persona today is you teachers. So I try to put myself in your shoes. How are you looking at the world? How are you interacting? Whom will you go and interact with? Right? How can I teach you in such a way that you can contextualize and teach? So for me, it's you. For me, it's you students. Right? So I cannot come and take engineering class here and tell you, this is innovation. No? I have to talk in. So you see, in the same way, customer persona is that opinion you create. How do you create? By talking to them. So I talk to one faculty, another faculty, other faculty. So I would have talked today to more than 30,000 faculties in India. So when I talk to them, I get this perception. Who are they? What do they desire? Where are they going with? And that's where you create a understanding about a group or a set of people. Yes. Uh-huh. It just launched. Time will tell. So Apple Vision Pro is just launched. But maybe it will become successful or not, we don't know. Okay? Because the time may be just right. Marketing may be different. So marketing may be different. Higher brand values there, yes. Yeah.
About this customer. From history, when we talk about this Ford car, which was launched in 1903, Henry Ford, he launched the car with the 11 investors. So this is the story when in US nobody had the car, but he wanted to give car to everyone, but the pocket was not allowing. So what they all thought and did was hire purchase system. So since that time, this installment system started and everyone was able to afford car. Today also, if we think of, purchasing house or car in today's context also, so this is also one of the part of reaching to your customers in such way, which is of huge cost, but then also it is reachable to everyone.
Great, thank you, ma'am. So yes, the methodology we say Ford used, it's called a waterfall methodology, right? And that suited that time. A lot of companies then came. So in those days, if Ford asked people, what do you want? Faster mode of transportation. They would have said, give horses steroids. Make them run faster. That is what the idea of custom. But then this guy said, no, I'll create something. 100 years back, there was no cars, Imagine 150 years back, there's no concept of cars. So great. So perception changes, right? Great. Now, coming to segmentation of customers, right? And before that, setting a very common thing clear here. Who is a customer and a consumer? So let me ask you a very simple thing. For your school, who's a customer? I'll say you're wrong. So who's the customer? Who pays the fees in your school? So who are the customers? Simple definition. Customer is one who buys. But that customer will not come and sit in the class for a single day also. Okay? That customer will not come and use that textbooks or whatever material. Not even for a single day. So there is a distinctive difference between a customer and a consumer who are students. So in your school is possessive about its customer. Right? Your school knows that your parents like discipline, value-based education, right? Dress code. You don't like, I know. Your students may not like it. Punctuality, right? These are all pain on the neck for you. But for your parents, school will implement their customers' priority. Consumers are important for them, but customers are more important. They'll pay, no? If you become a vagabond, would your parents again send you to that school? Right? So, first priority, ask yourself who is the customer. Because if you get this wrong, you will end up advertising to wrong people. So imagine if you are saying, like most of you said now, who's a customer for school, you are saying children or school students are customer. Can you say the same thing for baby diapers, babies are customer? Now there will be some product, like for this product, I am the customer, I am the consumer. For this product, college is a customer, I am the consumer. So there are certain products, there are customers and consumers are same. But there are certain product customers and consumers distinctively different. So if I have a 3-year-old son, my son does not make decision for a baby diaper. He does not, daddy, get Pampers next time. He doesn't say that, no? Last time that mommy Poco pant was leaking, you get this. He doesn't get a choice, I make. He doesn't go to a medical store, take money out of his diaper, out of his pocket and says, give me this. He doesn't do that. Who does it? His father or his mother would do it. So mommy Poco pant sells to me. For them, I am important. Is my son's comfort important? Yes. But for them, I am important, right? So you see, there's a distinct difference between a customer and as you make a product or a service, always be possessive, who's my customer? Who will pay me money? Okay? And think, as we said, once you are clear about it, okay, look at all the products around you, you will find distinctive difference among. Okay? Now, for Google Maps, who's the customer? Do drivers pay to Google Map? Ola pays. Uber pays. But did drivers pay on the road? Do you pay for Google Map? So one of my colleagues works in the traffic department of Chennai. I was asking her, how do you collate data about traffic and how do you solve? So she's doing a PhD research as well as she's working with the traffic commissioner in Chennai, trying to solve the problem of traffic. So I went to her room and she had a big screen like this and there were bubbles, In this junction, the traffic is increasing, this junction, traffic is... And this was done by engineers from IIT Madras, and they had created this portal by picking up data from Google. So Google shares this live data with them for 6 hours, right? And with this data, they make this idea about where the traffic is more. So they send their traffic cops there, take intervention, release the traffic, all these things. So I said, wow, all this is for free? She said, no, we pay a lot. To whom? Google. I said, you pay to Google for this? Yes. So these are some analytical tools you can get from Google. We pay 7.5 lakh rupees per day for getting 6 hours of data. Now you understand why Google is rich? Not by making you use it freely. Yes, ma'am, you want to add something? Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I'm not very old, okay? Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Everything. Gone out of trend, yeah. Okay. So, of course, we can discuss. Okay. So, Johnson & Johnson powder. So, ma'am's question is, a product that was once popular, like Johnson & Johnson, which is de facto used by every parent, is not very popular. The reason is I think we are all very informed today. Asbestos. So one of the biggest setback for Johnson & Johnson was a lawsuit in US, which accused them of using asbestos in one of their powder something, or some oil something, and that causes cancer. So one person who had got cancer sued them, and he got some huge payout, $65 million or something. He sued it, and he got that. That created a lot of negative press for them, and they're still to recover from that. And apart from that, you are a generation who is more informed. You know the ingredients. You look at it. And this is where actually I'll take you to the segmentation, where I really want to talk about customer segmentation, right? So let me just talk about customer segmentation first. So when you talk about segments of customer, right, there are different segments of customer, right? So, and how do you segment customer? You can segment customers based upon all these characters. You can segment customer based upon demography, psychography, geography, or behavior. So here, when you look at the market may look full big. Everyone is my customer. Then you may think, okay, but everyone may not buy from. All of them can use Google Glass, but maybe people who are bikers has urgent need for it. People who work in professional jobs where their hands are busy, they may require this product more. So I create a segment, and from that segment, I try to identify niche, where I identify a set of people for whom this is kind of the highest priority, right? That is a niche customer segment. Let me give you a practical example with this. Did all of you brush your teeth today? Right? Okay, now let me ask one more stupid question. Why do you brush your teeth? To remove? Okay, to remove plaque. Okay. To make it germs free. Do you use Pepsodent? Okay, fine. Anything else? Oral hygiene. Okay. Then, to make your mouth fresh. Prevent cavities. Good breath. Help remove plaque and bacteria.
Okay, fine. So there is a functional need all of you have. Oral hygiene, remove plaque, kill germs, bacteria, all these things, okay? How many of you have to be reminded every morning that you have to brush your teeth? Oh, you have to be reminded? Okay. Okay, now. Okay, fine. You have to be reminded every morning? No. It comes emotionally, no? Why do you brush your teeth first thing in the morning? You feel fresh. You feel your day started. It's kind of programmed, no? Even tomorrow you get dementia or Alzheimer, you will not forget this. The moment you get up, you will brush your teeth. It's an emotional need. And there's also functional need where you think about cleaning your teeth involuntarily. You will do this. So the first thing, I know you boys go and check now WhatsApp, Instagram, but otherwise most of us will go and brush your teeth. Habit. It's a habit that's. But for fulfilling this common emotional functional need, do you all use the same toothpaste? No, right? So which toothpaste do you use? How many use Colgate? Okay, always. Why do you use Colgate always? Okay, okay, there is a Colgate. Okay. How many of you use Dabur Meswak? Few of you? Great. How many use Dabur Red? Great. Sensodyne? Okay. How many of you use Close Up? A lot of you, no? Okay, Close Up. How many of you use Patanjali, Dant Kanti, or Vico? Baba Ramdev fans? Okay, great. Okay, great. So fine. So you have a lot of people who use different type of products here. Some of you may use Colgate, Vico, Dabur Red, Close Up, Sensodyne, and there are many other. Pepsodent, right? Pepsodent. How many of you use Pepsodent? Now let me ask you, how do you decide the type of toothpaste you want to choose? Students, I know you have no choice. Your father will buy it, but some of you may be choosing, right? So somebody is saying, taste. You eat the toothpaste? No. You smell. Okay. Wow. Okay, fine. I was joking. Why do you buy, people who buy Colgate, why do you buy Colgate? Kids, we use different type. Mentos. People have. So ma'am is saying, we see the advertisements and we decide. So have you seen something very carefully? This is a common generic product all of us require. All of us require on daily basis. 1.4 billion people in this country require. Right? Everybody requires. But 1.4 billion people don't use the same toothpaste. The reason is, even among this big customer segment, not all of you are same. Some of you are Colgate, some of you are Close Up, some of you Pepsodent, Sensodyne, Vico, Dabur Red. Now, toothpaste. Colgate. Yeah. Colgate, yeah. So Colgate has become, like Google has become synonymous to search. Now, if you see Colgate advertisement all these years, what is their highlight in their advertisement? Salt. All toothpaste eating fellows, salt in toothpaste. Okay, fine. So Colgate, if you see the underlying message, they always say strong teeth. Strong teeth. That is most, they say decalcification, all these things, they're shown from generation. If you take Pepsodent, they use a keyword in all their advertisement. Cavity. Do you remember germy check? They always use this word, no? Germy check, right? So all those who use Pepsodent, maybe you're more concerned about your germs in teeth. All those who use Colgate, maybe you're buying it because it promises healthy teeth. You buy Dabur Red, Dabur Meswak. Are there people who are very health conscious, herbal, natural, Ayurvedic product? Maybe that's why you buy that. Maybe you also use one Colgate or Pepsodent. Now you shifted to that, thinking I want to use more organic, natural. I don't want to put a chemical in my mouth first thing in the morning. So now people are becoming more conscious about health. Yeah. Doctors advise. Yeah. So some of you may buy toothpaste like Parodontax and all these things, Sensodyne and all, based upon doctor's advice. Right? Now, so you see here, though there is one need, but the customer segments are different. So in this room, I have a segment who are very health conscious, who want natural, herbal, Ayurvedic product, who want vegan product, that green side, no? They look for it. Then there are people who are just loyal. Colgate. My father used it, my grandfather used it. All of them had teeth for a long time. I'll use that. Yeah? Why do you use close-up? Tell the truth. You saw the advertisement, no? Yeah. Okay. So you use close-up for a specific reason? The moment you hear close-up, some tune comes to your mind? Right? That is why you use it? Okay, great. Now you see here, to meet one functional need, you have so much options. So even the toothpaste company, they use market segmentation. If you take close-up, they do demographic segmentation. They sell to people based upon age. Close-up is more attractive to youngsters. For people old like us, we have lost all hope, right? Now, so they look at age, gender, you know. For people like Patanjali, Dabur Red, they look at psychographic beliefs, values. You know, they are targeting people based upon psychographic characteristic. Geographic, have you heard about very regional toothpaste? Have you heard about KP Nambudri? It sells in Kerala. Neem stick, okay. So it doesn't sell anywhere outside much. Have you heard about Gopal Palpodi? You have heard? Sells more in Tamil Nadu. Geographic segmentation. I don't care other states buy or not. I'll sell here. Geographic segmentation. Behavioral. Like ma'am said, Colgate, loyal for a long time, right? So this is called as customer segmentation, okay? So even a generic product like toothpaste segment their customer. They don't target everyone. So Colgate does not get up every morning and go and say, everybody in India are my customers. Okay? So, or any other toothpaste brand, whether it is herbal products or like Dabur Red or Patanjali, their founders do not get up every morning and say, I'll target all of India as my customer. They target a natural Ayurvedic product. Because we don't flip the toothpaste, see the ingredients and buy it, no? We buy it because advertisement shows. We don't flip, okay, Dabur Red, you said it is 100%. Why is there sorbitol? Why is there sodium lauryl sulfate? We don't ask this question. Sometimes we check. Who check? Very few will, but others will take the value proposition. Right? If you want to sell to the masses, you have to have a strong value proposition. I am natural. I am herbal. Right? I can give you cavity-free teeth. This is value proposition. So we'll learn about value proposition now. Okay, so we have a break now in 5 minutes. Okay, so we'll just quickly touch upon market types before that, and then we'll move on. Okay, now is it clear to you how to do customer segmentation? So on day one, whenever you think about a product or a service, don't think about a vast customer, right? So think about a market and ask yourself, what segment in that market should I target? And then you can think about even niche segment. A tiny segment in the market whom you can concentrate and target. For example, somebody saw there was a problem of toothpaste being used by travelers, you know, who travel a lot. And the problem is they have to always carry a tube, a small tube. So you go to hotels, even now in India, most of the hotels give tube. But then some people thought that also leads to ecological harm, because that tubes are dumped, mostly are half used. Right? Chota packet. Even in that, I have never used full tube in any hotel that I have. And I hate to carry it everywhere, you know. However conscious. And they gave me toothpaste, which I never use at home. So now, so you see over here, there's a problem. So somebody thought, how would I target a niche segment? Hotels. People who travel. Yeah? Tablets. Have you seen this product? This is a niche segmentation. Put a tablet, no ecological harm. There's no, throwing away anything. Chew it and brush. It will create that same foam of what toothpaste would do without any paste. See, this is kind of ultra niche segmentation. Need. It's an outcome of that. Somebody has empathized with travelers in a very niche manner. Niche is okay, what do you mean by niche? It's a tiny segment of the market whom I'll start targeting with. Okay, whom I'll start. It's an extreme user. See, they may have them in mind, but maybe you also would like to use it at your home. Who knows? So these guys have mentioned it vegan also. So people who are conscious about vegan products, they can also. Okay, great. So now whenever somebody thinks about market, okay, this is a broad segment. You don't have to deep dive a lot into this. If you think about markets, or anybody thinks about product to be launched into market, usually, corporates think about these 4 segments. Okay, they think about, am I launching into an existing market, right? Am I launching into a new market, resegmented market, or a clone market? What do you mean by an existing market? Yeah, if you come with a new toothpaste, you're getting into a, because there's already a market. Now, what is the properties of an existing market? You know competition exists. You know there's already demand. So that is a big validation, no? Everybody requires this product. So, so maybe one of the latest entries, like, let's say Patanjali is one of the latest entry, into toothpaste. So Patanjali already knows people require toothpaste every morning. So they're getting into existing market. If a product has to be launched into an existing market, they should sell it with a unique value proposition. It's a proposition, They should propose a value that the customer will like to grab. I am Ayurvedic, I am Swadeshi, I am Indian, right? I am vegan, right? So these are the reasons why you should buy me, though you have alternatives in the market, right? That's new market, exactly opposite. New market, so organizing in an organized market, okay. In new market, you don't know if customers exist. And definitely because of that, you don't know competitors. So you may have to create the need. For that, you'll have to educate. You may have to go and educate. Vaccinations, fair enough. You'll have to create a need, You need it. So now there is a vaccination for cervical cancer, right? Most of them don't know. So now government is doing awareness that you have a need. Now you see, new market is something that people have not explored and they are launching it. Now it's very fancy word to use for many startups that I am launching my product in a new market. Most of them are not. If I should give you example, let's say SpaceX is a good example of new market. He's talking about space tourism. So he's talking about, let's say 20 years from today, you can have your marriage in space. Okay, you can have a 2-day stay in space. Now he's talking about space tourism, Elon Musk. And then Richard Branson started talking. Now they're talking about a new market. Nobody knows who will go there. Will it be a one-way ticket? Nobody knows that, no? So it's a new market, something that people have not touched upon. Resegmented market. What is the resegmented market? So there is a market existing, let's say e-commerce, like Amazon, Flipkart. First Cry is a resegmented market, right? E-commerce portal only for children. Children accessories, merchandise. It's a resegmentation. Resegmentation is good provided there is enough market size. Don't segment if there are not enough people. Fortunately, we live in a country where we have a big market, There is always some market for anyone. Clone market. Something that worked in USA can work in India. Can it? That is cloning. Cloning the concept from USA to India. This is called as cloning the market. Any examples? McDonald's. Okay, it's a kind of transplant. Okay, it can be. Installment. A common example for cloning is Ola. Uber, right? As it was in USA, they cloned it in India. Why did Uber itself come to India? First, because they were doubtful, is the market ready? Ola tested it, okay, and they got it. A kind of example I used to say, Flipkart is also can be an example for cloning. Not exactly, but it can be a good example for cloning. Okay. Oh, people started purchasing land on Mars. Okay, that's the news. Okay, great. That's a new market. Okay. Anybody like to buy land on Mars? Yes. It's possible today, yeah? Game zones. Okay. That's a mark. Okay. Clone. Big basket. Okay, ma'am is asking, can we put big basket in a resegmented? Maybe. Yes. So you understand, right? Now, why are you, so it's not necessary for you to remember, okay, existing market. The reason is, you should remember there are different dynamics that govern entry into a market. So you are trying to come up with a new product, right? And the product already exists in the market, no problem. So sometimes as students or as faculty, we are possessed about finding out something totally unique. It's not necessary. 99% of the inventions will happen which have already invented. No, there are not many Elon Musk, right? So not everyone think about boring a hole into the earth and coming out of the other. No. So some people, we would think about generalized startup. It's okay. But if you think about it, know your competitors. Have a great value proposition, right? Pitch yourself in such a way that you pitch to your segment only. So you think about market in the form of different types of market to understand this dynamics of a market. Got it? Okay. So I guess you need, all of you need some stimulus. Okay. So we'll go for a tea break. Tea is ready? Tea has come.
So there is a small announcement. Thank you so much, sir. So attendance sheets by all the students must be signed at registration desk 1. Attendance sheets by all the teachers from 1 to 173 must be signed at registration desk 2, and from 174 to 262 must be signed at registration desk 3. And travel allowance inquiry is at help desk, which is in the lobby of the auditorium, and tea will be provided outside of the auditorium. Within 15 minutes, please be back so that we can start the next session. Thank you.